What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again. And if y'all thought we complained a lot last time in Legend of Crimson, y'all don't even know yet. I'm joined today by Andy and Brian.
Hello, hello.
Drew's
What's
going
up,
to pop
guys?
in at some point as we go. Going to run through the trial deck, then yellow, green, red, and blue. 4-color set. It's Data Live. Preface this with, if this set is somehow nerfed, we will probably go do a video on just those cards that are nerfed post-release. I think all of us are kind of on the same page. We don't believe it's going to be nerfed. Lots of factors. Nisekoi was so poorly received in the West, they probably just never do it again based on that. That's the biggest one.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, they wouldn't necessarily change card effects. They just might exclude a card or two.
Yeah, or
They did
change
the
the
Harvey set
yeah.
or something like that.
The other possible thing pointing to them not actually changing it is when Sunshine Extra Booster came out in English, it was already on the restriction list in Japan.
Really?
So, and it was sort of like a similar scenario, right? Because I think it was announced and then it was restricted, but then it was released, and we might get a similar scenario. Because the first round of bans at all will be January, 2021, for JP. So we'll go from there. If things do get changed in a major way, and all the cards are different or some crap, and it's a completely new set, we'll set reviewed again, and you guys will just have an extra JP Data Live set review, which I don't think anybody will complain about. This should be a fun one. There's a lot to talk about. These cards are dumb as shit. So I guess let's just jump right into it. I just wanted to get that out there before we got cracking. All right, Andy, first card. How are you?
Good. I'm gonna start this off by saying that I'm a big fan of the show, big fan of Data Live, but I don't know the protagonist's name.
Shido.
Shido. Okay. I know everyone else. He wasn't that important to me.
It's true.
So level 0, during your turn, your other token, day of the date, get 2,000 power. It is an Apple Bond.
It only gets power during your turn.
It's in the no game, no life style, where it's 2,000 power on your turn, no power on your opponent's turn. Personally, I like the Apple Bonds that give 1,000 power all the time. They wall up pretty big so you can defend it.
I don't even think it's personal. I think these ones suck and the other ones are fine for trial deck cards. I don't like these.
Yeah, this is strictly worse than Sayaka style.
I'll give it D+ for pay 1+, but
I can get with that.
Yeah, not great. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I'll give it the bump up to a C, because trial deck. It's a good way to plus in a trial deck. Apple Bonds are always really good in trial deck. So
all right, moving on.
We've got Coterie, worst way to get up. If you are level 1 or higher, this gains the following ability. You can sacrifice this card to choose a Coterie Ratatas commander in your waiting room and put it in the slot this was in. That is a 103k that does something, and it gives global 500 power to all of your date and or spirit characters.
The 103k is +2/5 to another character.
On attack?
On attack.
Okay.
So you can basically just...
You cash out your 500 power global for this.
Yeah,
that's pretty good for a trial deck.
For a TD, it's fine.
Yeah, you can run quote unquote more than 4 copies of your.
Weirdly, your level 1 does not need a reverse in any way.
Yeah, that's a weird card to include if you're not playing an on-reverse level 1 combo.
I mean, this card's whatever.
Yeah,
this is just another trial deck, but the other card is fine. But
I mean, hey, we're already seeing the power creep even in the trial deck, though.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess
are usually just vanillas in trial decks, and now here's one that actually has a meaningful effect that you could realistically run in a real deck if you wanted to.
It does cash itself out for something better late game as a global 5 that becomes shitty later. So fine.
It's not great. I'm sure Data Live has way better options.
Yeah.
From all the fanfare this set has got, but Good
Yeah,
trial deck
it's
card
fine.
at least.
Yeah.
All right, good card. Good card alert. The reason you're buying the trial deck. We got Toka. This is Arisu. This is Cowgirl. Literally exactly as printed in the trial deck. This card comes SP.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
That's
you can
pretty
get
nice,
SP EDSP Cowgirls. Data Live is a set that in decks where you are running a level 1 combo, you really want to hit your level 1 combo, or you're filtering to set up standby. So this card is like just really stupid in every deck you play it. You play this at 2+ in basically every single Data Live deck. So you need at least one trial deck. But you should probably grab 2.
Yeah. A little bit of history, I guess. I don't know how much of history it is, but these type of card effects generally see a lot of play because it gives you a lot of filtering power. Like first, if someone's watching this video and they haven't seen a lot of our other content,
Yeah.
There's a card in Goblin Slayer, the Cowgirl, that does the same thing as this, where on play you get a reveal top card if it's a character, draw discard, and then you can discard a character, draw. And it's just a nice way to get a double filter for your hand.
It's a 2-card dig to a climax is like the big thing on first deck to help set up your combo. And Data Live, like I said, it's a deck that like, especially the choice combo, which I mean we'll get to that. We get to yellow. You have to hit your combo, and this card helps you do that because they don't have like a Cosma or anything yet. There's a promo. They're getting one.
Oh boy.
So. But this is still like, it's costless too, which makes it even better. And it's obviously amazing for standby. Lets you ditch 2 possible standby targets
in 8 in the waiting room.
Yeah, you could like say you have like a 1/1 and a 2/2 in your hand, and like you have a standby. You like can throw like double 1/1 even, and then like play a standby, trigger a standby at level 0. It's like really disgusting, because you can like double ditch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really boils down to just being able to filter your hand to the way you want it to be, to get rid of things that you don't want to have in your hand, while also digging for things that you do, which is a relevant effect in card games, it turns out.
I can't throw out the S this early.
I just wanted to enunciate that.
Yeah,
it's like a pretty boring A+. Like usually we're like, whoa, this card's so good. Or
well,
like, hey,
yeah,
Cowgirl.
If you want to watch us gush about like the more generalities of this card, you guys can check out our Goblin Slayer set review. I believe that's in the red one. We moved it up, so it's near the beginning of the red video. If you want to hear us talk like more generalized about the effect, I think in context of Data Live, this is almost S, but I can't just throw out S's on like Arisu like this early, because this set is absolutely bonkers. But you definitely need this card if you're planning to play Data Live, so make sure you get some trial decks reserved. This card is like extremely, extremely important for basically every build you'd want to play. Even like weird meme builds you'd want this card in. So, big reason to pick up the trial deck. It's only a 2 of, so you need 2 trial decks if you want 4. But yeah, we can move on.
Cool. We got Kurumi when she's not in yandere mode. When this is placed from your hand to stage, if you have another date or elemental character, gets 2,000 power for the turn. I hate it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a boring card.
F.
Like Kurumi, hate this card.
Wow. Jeez.
What?
Right.
What?
Oh, you don't like Kurumi?
No, I said no. Yeah, I like Kurumi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he said he likes Kurumi, hates the card.
Oh, likes Kurumi, hates the card. Okay. Here's. Yeah, Brian, you don't have to waste your turn.
Wow, I read this card already.
Yeah, this is the target.
2,500 gives 2,500 on attack.
Konosuba would play this card.
Yeah,
I mean, like, if
I think this is a legitimately like solid card. Like,
yeah, it is.
2,500's a lot of power, and you don't even have to pay for the effect. Like, I think this is better probably without, but you probably don't run the assist with this. Like,
probably not.
Competitively evaluating this card, this seems
for sure.
Fine card to tech in.
If you need that reverse,
2,500 is a shitload of power.
This is Konosuba. If you're still playing Bunny Girl Union and like JP or like even in general, you would run this card. They do. They have this exact profile.
You can even choose yourself.
Yeah, so can the other one too.
Choose yourself. This card's actually really good.
Yeah,
cards tried and true, and we have plenty of examples. Depends on your level 1 though. The level 1's the only reason I'm not like bumping it up because I think Andy's right. It's a totally fine card. All the good climax combos either get a ton of power already or are on attack. So you don't need to like
you can
worry
kind of use
about
it all game though too.
Yeah,
Even,
yeah, for sure.
Your finisher combo if you need a reverse, or
They don't.
just getting over a beefy early play or something like.
Yeah, it's like
You know, like I don't know, just the incremental advantage you can get by,
well,
really
see,
powering over a lane. Yes, I know they have that one card that we're gonna talk forever about.
yeah,
In yellow, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, card itself fine.
Yeah, good card.
All right, Ryan, go ahead and pick back up.
All right, we've got Kurumi swimsuit look. On your turn, if all of your characters are date or elemental trait, they get this gets plus 2k power, so sits at 6,500 on your turn. Climax combo: when the gate there, is placed on your climax area. If this is in your front row, you can clock the top card of your deck. If you do, perform one of the following effects. Search your library for up to 2 copies of Kurumi Engraving Despair, put them on separate slots of your stage and shuffle your deck, or choose up to 2 copies of Kurumi Engraving Despair in your waiting room and put them on separate slots of your stage.
So what's the Engraving Despair? I think I thought it was this card and didn't put it on this line.
Despair. Is it not in the TD, or am I on the wrong list? Oh wait, this is.
Is it
Never
this
mind.
card?
This is Kurumi Engraving Despair.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured.
I was on the wrong list, yeah.
Okay, so you summon copies of itself and it's clock yourself. So for new players, this is like really good. It's really easy. They don't have to spend stock. They just like slam down the gate and summon 2 things. Problem is this card's bad. But for a trial deck, clock costed double plus. Fine.
It's fine, yeah.
Good for a TD.
There's a few things I don't like about it. I'll talk about what I do like about it first. It has Kurumi's stupid face on it. It's always plus. Also, kind of retains its value throughout the game. Maybe like even at later levels, you can still get a double plus by just clocking yourself 1. No matter where your stuff is, you can get a double plus. Regardless of getting a reverse or whatever. But it kind of sucks that it has to be these 2 specific cards. Yeah. I kind of don't like that.
It's 2 and 2.
Choose one of the following effects: either search for 2 or salvage 2.
Yeah, you can't split it up.
Like with like Goblin Slayer has a similar combo, right? Like where you search or get a torch, but you do those like one at a time.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say you have a Kurumi in your hand. Like you have 2 of these, right? Maybe one's in your hand, one's on your field, and then you took one as damage earlier, and the other one's in your deck. Like you can't get the full combo,
full effect.
You can't get the full value off it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I hate it. I think a bigger problem with this card is if a new player is buying a trial deck. This doesn't teach like a new player about how typical level 1s work, like in the game. It's just like on play, like grab 2 from somewhere, which is like fine, but like trial decks should be teaching tools, and this doesn't teach like how the flow of like a normal level 1 works at all. Which is like beside the point of like evaluating the card. Like still, like I hate it. I'm with you, Brian. It's like a D.
Maybe some like Soul Rushy deck would really like it, where you like you like your other climax is like a 2 soul or something, and you just want to hit the gas.
You just need shit on field.
You just want characters on field. This is like a second clock step, and it's off a gate too, so help make a strategy like that a little more consistent. I think there's maybe like a Soul Rushy deck that can run this, so I'll give it like a throw it up in the seas. There might be a deck for it. But...
yeah, that would be the only place I can see something like this working, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I could see it working at a deck like that.
Yes. Aside from that, you desperately want to play some sort of some normal hand plussing combo.
Yeah, literally anything to support this. All right, next card. Vanilla. Wow. Nobody has to waste time with it.
We love vanilla.
We got this Coterie. It's 2/1, 6/5. When your other data or elemental attacks for the turn, it gets 2,000 power. So could possibly swing in at 10/5. And then it has Hand on Core. I hate These cards. These
Yeah,
cards
this
are
is
in
the
every fucking trial deck. I
It's
hate
the
them.
most PD card I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
I hate them.
I don't like the profile at all.
Great
Probably
F.
in decks that are series that don't have standbys, it's probably a lot better because you can kind of the general power level for a level 2 encore character is 10,500. So you can kind of hit that for one stock, but standby decks, which spoilers Data Live has, you kind of
God,
want
I
to be
hate
able
'em.
to defend the card. So all right card, but not really for Data Live.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Andy, you get this card.
I think this is also a Kurumi.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
For each of your other date or elemental characters, gets 1,000. Wait a second. It's the same fucking thing.
Well,
Doesn't have
this one
Encore.
sits at 10-5.
Well, who gives a shit? Doesn't have Encore. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Well, I mean, both these cards suck. I give them both F. It's like they're
That's
both
like-
shit.
That's pretty lame. Wow.
Yeah.
They really didn't give a shit
That's
about this
boring,
starter
yeah.
deck.
Well, yeah, they didn't put too much time into it. Brian,
We've
yeah.
got this level 3 Toga. When this card's placed onto the stage from your hand, it gets 4,500 until the end of your opponent's next turn, and continuous during battles involving this card. Neither player can play backups. It also gets on reverse, pay 2, burn 1.
That's
let
cross
me
turn.
guess. Is this the other reason you're buying the trial deck?
People were brewing with this before we saw the other off finisher, which is one of the first cards in yellow. So stay tuned. Yeah, this card got outclassed, but this card is fine.
Yeah, this
If you're like playing Toko Waifu or something, like, which is a real deck that you could play, and there is more than one way to play it. Like, there's more than one way to like build Toko Waifu. So this is a fine off finisher. Cross turn, you can build a lot of stock in Data Live that you like can have trouble spending. So this on the board, 45 cross turn, like your opponent has to crash it. You're gonna get your reverse because of 14-5 before anything
No
else.
backup's nice, but they can still use event counters.
Yeah, they can use event counters.
So I don't like it as much as before, but it's still definitely like a B tier. I'd
Yeah,
say.
I mean,
I do like this profile.
yeah, so it's totally okay. I'm gonna give it, you know, it's C plus because of the other off finishers that the
Yeah,
set
I mean-
has. Unfortunately, it like rarely is gonna get a chance to shine.
Yeah, it just so happens that the cards that usually get this 4,500 cross turn on play are early plays as well, and I think I prefer that more, where you can hold the board a little bit
Yeah,
earlier.
I agree with that.
This is just an off finisher with it on it, so it's like, oh, I got a big lane, but I'm already level 3. As long as my opponent can take 1, forcing me to pay 2 on their turns, like, you know, might be even good for them because like I'm tapping myself out.
Right.
So, all right, moving on. We got this Japanese folding technique, origami. The beginning of your main phase, you can scry 1, and then it's a draw Brainstorm. So we've seen this in a couple TDs now. This is probably like one of the best TD Brainstorms. If you're running like a super spicy list where you play a bazillion events, like a Scribe Brainstorm's pretty good. So it has use outside of just being a better than normal trial deck Brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I gushed about this profile a lot in the Bang Dream last set review we did for the Reza Sulan trial deck.
Yeah.
They had the same Brainstormer. I think this is like a house of a card for Data Life, probably. Like, especially in the 8 standby builds.
Yeah, it is
This
just free
seems nuts
scry.
in 8 standby builds.
Well-
It's free surveil at the start of your turn.
Oh, it is surveil. It's not scry. Okay.
Yeah, you can dump good stuff in your graveyard to standby out. You can get a card closer to hitting your Brainstorm. So like,
Yeah.
a 5-card Brainstorm, you could see your standby on top and be like, I can plan my turn perfectly now.
The thing with 8 standby is they printed a like Brainstorm that specifically was like printed to be the 8 standby Brainstorm.
Oh.
So this card, like, you know, I think it's more for events, and you're playing X standby is probably fine because you're probably playing standby anyway because like you're playing the Kurumi finisher. If you're playing Data Live, like, come on, like you're playing that card. The card's broken.
Hold up, like so I'm coming into this like completely blind, pretty much. Like I played against
Yeah.
like the couple meta decks, but I really don't know any of the cards
Yeah,
from a
the other
brewing
one has
perspective.
like baked in standby synergy where it's like it's a rest 2 search brainstorm, but it's blue like this, so it fixes you for the good 2/2 Toka when you're playing 8 standby, the one that gets like on reverse top check 2 rearrange, and it's like fat as fuck. So like you it also has this effect on it where when you play Climax, you bounce it. So it's a rest 2 brainstorm that you bounce on Climax play that gives one of your characters on your field 1,000 power cross turn, which like then stacks with the other Toka that gives power at your opponent's draw step. So like unfortunately this card in an 8 standby deck doesn't have a place because you're either already fixed enough for yellow to play the event, to squeeze the event into 8 standby, because that's the meta right now, squeezing the event into the 8 standby deck. So you're either, you have enough yellow already, so you're running the Toka one because it has the bounce back, or you're running the Kurumi Brainstorm because you desperately need yellow fix for the event. So unfortunately, like, real decks like really don't have a chance to use it based on deck building constraints. But it's fine. Card's fine.
How about you, Brian? Have you looked into the set a lot? Or
I haven't
are you
looked
mostly
into it a lot.
blind?
No, I'm mostly blind. I've looked at a couple deck lists and seen a few of the key meta cards, but other than that, I'm completely blind going into this.
Yeah, same.
Alright, well we can rate it. I think it's better than a normal trial deck Brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
I still gonna give it the B+. I think a standby deck could totally run this.
Alright, moving on.
It's a rest 1+ in Brainstorm.
I
Yep.
think we're back around.
This isn't a Brainstorm. This is Bunny Girl.
This is not.
Yoshino.
Am I on the wrong card?
No,
No,
this is you. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Yoshino. Yeah. Start your opponent's attack step. You can pay 1, run it to the back row.
Vanilla back row runner. Not good enough.
Don't know how big of a fan I am for back row runners in set that's trying to play 4 to 8 standbys.
Yeah.
Because your back row is
Yeah.
already going to be getting kind of clogged. You're not really going to have a good place to move this.
Yep.
I think it's like a decent profile in general, but I just don't think it's, it
I
doesn't fit in well with Data Life.
Yeah,
I don't
agreed.
think that vanilla run to back rows are good enough anymore. I think that like there are very few decks that could support like a vanilla pay 1 run to back row.
But yeah, just the pay 1 is kind of debilitating for
It's
a
like
lot of
literally
decks, I feel
just
like.
AOT, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, they could like even fathom supporting that card. But yeah, I mean the options there, I guess. So probably better. It's a better plussing thing for a TD than like other than like Futaba on a TD, which is like a thing. So fine.
All right. We've got a 1/1 2500 power backup.
Boring.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. It's got a soul trigger. Soul triggers are cool. They push
Do they
damage.
have a
They win you games.
They have a 1/1 blind stock counter. This card's unplayable.
Oh well, never
Yeah.
mind.
They have a 1/1 2K blind stock counter with the soul trigger in a more relevant color for pairing with choice. There's no
Alright,
reason to play it.
Forget everything I just said.
I'm just like comparing it to the I know there's a backup I run in Sword Art. It's a 1/1 Asuna counter, like a 2K, but it refunds
Yeah,
your
that's
stock.
what I just said. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that exact card.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, they have it.
Oh wait, they have that.
Yeah,
that same
they
card?
have that
Oh,
specific
okay,
card,
okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
That
that
one's
makes
way
this
better.
unplayable, yeah. 1/1 origami, golden paper. For each of your other data or elemental characters gets 500 power. And it has Clock Encore. No reason to play this over literally Silica, which is 2 or more other to get the power.
Yeah.
Especially 8 standby being a deck that is literally like you would never take damage if you didn't have to ever, because you're like trying to elongate the game as long as possible.
Mhm.
So you would never run this over the other one because the condition's worse for like being big at level 0.
Yeah.
Which you very well might get stuck at, like if you sack hard enough. You could like start damage scrying at level 0 if you're lucky enough. Which is really fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that sounds miserable.
yeah. So unfortunately, card in and of itself is fine, but not what you will play. So, especially when the Kurumi is in like a better color for standby because it's red, and it's like I don't know, it's like an uncommon or common or some shit. So no reason. Back around, Andy.
Yep, we got this Yoshino, a lot of text. Level assist, 500 times the level of the card in front of it. And when you play it, you can discard a card. If you do, look at 4 cards from the top of your deck, take a date or spirit DL character, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand. I don't know how common either one of these two traits. I'm assuming date's
They're
a
the
common
common
trait. I don't
traits.
know.
Date or spirit hits every character in the deck. Every character in the set, date spirit. The reason you see spirit DL is because spirit DL is a completely different trait. I was telling Andy this the other night than the celestial spirit trait printed in Fujimi Bunko. It's completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't even think about the Fujimi cards when we're looking at this, because literally the only one that you could put in the deck and not have it hurt the deck would be the event, the 2-0 anti-trait counter. That's like the only thing you could reasonably run.
So technically, they are Neo standard and mixable with
Yes.
one another,
They are,
but
yeah.
you probably wouldn't want to because the
Yeah.
traits are different.
You wouldn't be able to select it off literally any card, and at every rarity level, even for meme decks, Data Live has like ridiculous deck control and like selectivity, like top 4 effects and shit. So like that you would be playing anyway because like they're already good cards. So like there's like no reason to even think about putting Fujimi cards in the deck because like you wouldn't be able to grab them. They would always make your deck work.
Unless it's like an event or something.
Yeah, the event is like pretty much the only thing. Which I don't know why they decided to like do that, but like you
Fujimi
know,
has a
is
few
what
good
it
events.
is.
Can you use any Fujimi event?
No,
Like,
only Data Live events, which is only the Toka anti-trait counter,
okay.
the spicy
Huh.
2/0
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this card sucks. There are better level assists. 2/1 Akatsuki is shit.
It's a little awkward, yeah.
D- because it could mill cards.
It does mill. Control.
No,
mill,
F. That's a F. That's a F plus.
Really?
F plus, yeah.
I don't
I
think it's that bad.
No,
These are
it's
garbage.
not
They're always good.
nope.
But-
Never play it.
Kind of like a
not-
bad standby target though, because
It's not good.
Well, because
yeah.
you have Chiuri and you have Shido at 0, so there's like no reason you don't need any more mill, and you're like running 3 to 4 top check 4 ad events already in your deck because the card is broken in 2 other ways. I don't want to like blow thy load about my little Shido already. We're all now on the trial deck.
Blow thy load.
Yeah, sure, that one. All right, we can move on.
A very cultured way of saying that.
Got Origami Confrontation with Spirits. On play, heal 1. When this card attacks, if you have 2 or more other date or spirit characters, you may pay the cost. Ditch 2 cards from your hand. If you do, choose one of your opponent's cost 1 or lower back row characters and put it on the bottom of their deck. Where is Drew?
I don't know. He said he would jump in when he got back, but he'll jump in eventually.
The sync effect is a very Drew effect.
This is too late for me. This
Oh,
comes online
absolutely.
way too late.
Oh no, syncing at level 3 is almost irrelevant.
Because like relevant supports that you'd want to hit or would be like 3/2 supports right now. Especially post Data Live, because it wouldn't hit the coterie support that everyone is playing. Every deck plays that card.
Well, you can standby it out though. You could like standby this out and like next turn attack with it and nail their 2/1.
But why would you only like? I would never stand by this
probably
over my combo for the next turn, right?
Yeah.
Like unless this was literally the only card in my grave. So I don't think it's. I don't think it's.
But then why are you playing this card in the first place?
There's also just a
yeah.
better auxiliary healer in blue, since like the traits literally don't matter. Like you see, like Spirit, AST, like those don't matter because it's always Date Spirit. Or is that Date? That's Date. I can't read Japanese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You would always play it because it's a stock healer that also has on play pay 2 bounce a character, which is just a far. It literally just does this effect for arguably a better cost, like ditching 2 cards. That's a lot of cards.
This
like-
would have to be like an early play or something.
Yeah, and like the bounce would target anything, so it's just like objectively worse than that Yoshino in the same color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so unfortunate. D minus F plus.
Yeah.
It's like something like that. You know what? No, it's like a healer
Yeah.
baseline D.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. That's where I'm at.
But I mean, like, yeah, it is garbage. It's
it's not
definitely
good.
garbage. All right, last card here. This is me. We got this coterie event. It's a 1/1 event. If you do not have a date or spirit character, you cannot play this from hand. Look at up to 3 cards from the top of your library. Choose up to 1 card from among them. Put it in your hand. Put the remaining cards in the waiting room. So it's Cosmo on an event. This card is not a valid target for abilities that search for a card with Shido in name.
Why?
I think it has Shido in its name some way.
It is called.
Wouldn't things search for like a Shido character?
No, because they say a card.
This is also My Little Sheeta.
Oh. It is. Huh. Oh, card's unplayable. Unplayable card.
Wait, I'm confused. Does this have the exact same name as another card?
Yes, this has the same name as the yellow event.
As the card, yeah.
Yeah, this is triple F because it means you can't play it. This card is unplayable card because you have to play the other one.
Yeah,
you are not allowed to play the blue one.
Yeah, you're absolutely playing the yellow one.
Yeah, you're just not allowed to play this card. This card, you can just burn it. Open your trial deck, burn the card. You just throw this one away. Rip it up. Throw it out. Not good.
Yeah, dang, I hate giving that an F, but
Yeah, because no, like you read it, it's like, oh, it's like actually fine, right?
solid,
Yeah,
you know,
but
the
like
other one's way better.
whatever.
Trust.
All right, empty book and empty 2 soul. So this is 4 door, 2 book, 2 soul. So 6 plussing triggers. 2 souls. It's like better spread than normal for a TD.
Yeah. I mean, I
Why
guess
is the 2-soul climax just a scared little girl? Like,
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
when you're supposed to slam them, like go berserk. You know, she's just like crying in the rain.
that's the best part. Your opponent will be crying in the rain after you slam it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's from their perspective. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Very avant-garde of Bushiroad.
in closing, cards you're buying this TD for. Arisu, Cowgirl, you need 2+ of that. If you really like Kurumi, this level 1 combo.
Yikes.
Toka off finisher. That's like it. There are like no other cards. Maybe the Brainstorm if you're like getting real spicy with it. But Brainstorm a 4 of, Toka off finisher a 2 of, Kurumi level 1 combo obviously a 4 of, and then Cowgirl is a 2 of. So if you want 4 Cowgirls, you need 2 TDs. Bushiroad knows what they're doing. They always do this.
Yeah, more than likely the Cowgirl Toka will probably just pay for the TD on her own. So
yeah, it's gonna be like a $5 to $10 card.
$5 to $10 card, yeah.
Yeah, trial decks like go for like $19.99. So, all right, yeah, I think that's it for the TD. Any other closing thoughts on it? This TD's kind of like shit.
It's very meh, yeah.
Yeah, this is really meh.
Compared to other recent trial decks, this is like actually kind of underwhelming. Like it's a standalone trial deck. Maybe you should start doing that. Like grade the whole trial deck as like a
I always try to bring it back to that, right? Like
a self-contained like package.
This trial deck itself is worse than the past couple ones they've printed, like that have come to English. I think in terms of like trial deck to trial deck.
Do you want to give like a whole like trial deck score?
Well, wait, hold on. I think that in terms of trial deck to trial deck, if you're just playing into trial decks, the like pants on head 6 plussing trigger, Kurumi just gets bodies on field might actually be good. TD into TD, like depending on like the player skill level. So it might be fine
compared to like slime or.
Oh, the slime trial deck is infinitely better than this.
Yeah, the Fujimi one's really good. Too.
Yeah, the Fujimi one's also dumb. So I don't know. It's like a C. It's like I give it like a B minus. TD, I think, or C plus, B minus, something like that.
Like flat C.
It's like an aggro deck, I guess.
Yeah.
You just like slam shit and go. You have cards to get you in. You have the Arisu to get you into the climaxes. You have the My Little Shido.
Buy your second trial deck. Take the books out for 2 more 2 souls.
2 more 2 souls.
Yeah.
I was thinking
2 more Cowgirls.
Yeah, 2 more Cowgirls, 2 more My Little Shido events, so you can keep ripping into climaxes every
Into
turn.
2 souls, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, yeah, I think that's it. See you guys in yellow.